Hello guys. So in this video we are going to discuss about the third step in final account. So last video just we are discussed about how to prepare the trading account and P&L account. Now we are going to discuss about the how to prepare the balance sheet. So the first two steps we are going to find out the first objective of the business is nothing but no profit or loss. The second objective we can able to find out by preparing the statement called balance sheet. Here we are going to consider the liabilities and assets which are used in the business. Okay, so in the balance sheet is nothing but a statement which consists of liability and assets. So what are the liabilities we have in the business? Those liability we enter on the left hand side of the statement. Then what are the assets we have, the property we have in the business, that we have to enter on the right hand side of the balance sheet. Okay, so here just I list out what are the various liabilities are here. So in this case, the in connection with your P&L account, the P&L account states about what is the profit you are earned during the period and what is the loss you are incurred during the period. So in the P&L account, what is the result you are getting, that you have to transfer to your balance sheet statement. Okay, in this case the balance sheet, you have start with the first liability for the business is nothing but the capital. Along with the capital you have to add those result. You have to add those result with your capital. See here in the capital, what we have to do, we have to, if the result is net profit, you have to add. If you have a net loss, then you have to subtract from your capital. Then in your business, if you have withdrawn the amount for any personal purpose, that if the drawing is given, then you have to subtract it. And you have paid any income tax, that also you have to subtract from your capital. So this is the first step you have to follow in a balance sheet. So here capital, add net profit or net loss is a mandatory. The drawing and income tax is not a mandatory based on the information which is available in your question. Okay, then we have to include the other liability, what are liabilities given in your question. So here sundry creditor, bills payable, bank overdraft, all this already we have discussed. Those liability we are, if the information is given in your question, you have to consider under the liability side. Similarly, on the asset side, so what are assets you have in your business? Those assets you have to list out in the asset side or the right hand side of your balance sheet. So here we just you can go through these assets once or twice, you can memorize and you can pick out from your question and you can uh, start doing your balance sheet. Now I am going to discuss the information which related to your, that is how to prepare trading account, then how to prepare profit and loss account, and then how to prepare the trading P&L and balance sheet. See here in the question, from the following detail for the year ended 31st March 2018, prepare trading account. So here the information is given with the opening stock, purchase, sales, wages and return outward. Return inwards, coal and gas carriage inward and closing stock. So this is the information is given for you, and based on this information you have to prepare the trading account. See here, when you are preparing a trading account, in the center of the notebook or the center of your page, you can write trading account for the year ended. When you are preparing the account 31st March 2018, so you have to mention that. Suppose if the name of the person is given of X or Y or something, then that also you have to mention along with this year. Otherwise it's not necessary. You can write trading account for the year ended 31st. What is the date they have mentioned, that date you have to mention here. Then while preparing a trading account, already I explained the format. So in this case you have a two sides, that is left hand side of a notebook you can write, you can use for the debit side, and the right hand side of a notebook you can use as a credit side. Okay, so start with the left hand side. So you have to write the date, particulars, two amount column, that is inner amount column and external amount column. On the right hand side of a notebook you have to write date, particulars, inner amount column and external amount column. Okay, then from the question I am going to, so already I said in the trading account the first information which one you have to consider, the opening stock is a mandatory information, compulsory is given in your question. So you have to write, start with that start with that. So here in this case, when you are preparing any account, in the left hand side you have to mention with the to, and right hand side you have to mention with by. Okay, so in the left hand side, you have to start with the to opening stock. What is the value is given? 2500. Then the next one you have to write, the next mandatory information you have to write is nothing but the purchase. So you have to write to purchase. So when you are writing purchase or sales in your trading account, you have to check. So before writing the value in the outer column, you have to check for both the cases. You have to check whether there is any return from that. So in the case of purchase, a purchase return. In the case of sales return, is a sales return. So in the question, they may give the terminology as return outward or purchase return, or return inward or sales return in the case of sale. So here in this question they are given return outward. So it's related to purchase, that is purchase return. So from the purchase you have to subtract that purchase return or return outward is given in a question, and those values you have to write in the inner column and subtract it, and you have to write the amount in the outer column. Okay, suppose there is no return outward or no purchase return is given in a question. So what you have to do, you can write the purchase amount in the outer column, directly in the outer column. So based on the information is given in a question, you have to subtract the return outward or return or purchase return. Then other trading account, that is in the expenses related to factory, that we can call it as direct expenses. Already I gave in the format. Those format if you go through, you can easily pick out from here. So wages, coal and gas, carriage inward, these information are direct expenses. So those information you have to write on the left hand side or debit side of your trading account. Okay, then in the credit side you have to write by sales. The first income, direct income, is nothing but sales, is a mandatory, compulsory. This information is given in your question, you have to write. Before writing the value in the outer column, what I said already for purchase, similar way you have to see in the question whether return inwards or sales return is given in your question. If it is given, what you have to do, you have to subtract from your sales, and you have to subtract it, and you have to write in the outer column. Then mandatory, they will give in the question, that is nothing but your closing stock. That closing stock you have to buy closing stock. So start with the opening stock and end with the closing stock in the trading account. Then you have to total the debit side whatever value you have, and the credit side whatever value you have. So in the credit side or right hand side, the value or the total you are getting is 38,200. In the debit side, if added together, I think so the amount will be less compared to 38,200. So what you have to do, so that when you are balancing the account, usually already we are discussed in ledger while preparing account, with the total which is higher only you can take it as a balancing amount or the total amount. So 38,200 you should write on the both the debit as well as credit. So the difference you are getting on the left hand side in your trading account. So this is nothing but your gross profit. Why you are mentioning gross profit? Because already while explaining the trading account I said, so whatever profit you find out in the trading account is not considering all expense and income. So that's why we are saying it's a gross. Okay, so how we say is, because the right hand side is income, left hand side is expense. Income is more than expense, then we can call as a profit. For trading account, that profit we can call as a gross profit. Okay, the next one, similarly I have one problem just in the video I have given. So just you can try those problem. So in this problem we are going to prepare okay. So in this question we have to prepare the trading account P&L account. Okay. So here, see here, in this question, from the following, prepare trading and profit. Now, where is that question? Just wait. Okay. So this is the trial balance they are given. Okay. So in the question they are given the trial balance, opening stock, sales return, purchase and sales interest, then carriage inverse. So they are given the question. Based on this question, we have to prepare the trading. They asked to prepare profit and loss account. So we have to prepare profit and loss account from the question. See whether there is a gross profit is given. Okay. See, they leave that one. This one. From the following balances as on 31st December 2020, prepare profit and loss account. Here they are given the information. So they are given salaries, office rent paid, gross profit and rent received. Okay, another one more question they are given. Gross profit, salary, office rent, advertisement, okay, rent received, discount received, carriage in outward and financial. So by using this problem, we can prepare the P&L account. Okay. So here while preparing a P&L account, 1 minute. Okay. So here just for by using this question, the from the this question we are going to prepare the P&L account. So heading we have to write profit and loss account for the year ended 31st December 2020. For this for purpose only they are given this detail. So just I prepare the account. So here while preparing the profit and loss account is also account you have to have debit and credit. So the first information what you have to do, you have to sorry guys, I'll use this question and I'll solve the question and how to remember because those question is not in a proper way. From the following period presented by Tilak for the year ended 31st December March 2020, prepare P&L account. So they are given the detail. Based on this detail, I'm going to prepare. So whenever you're preparing a profit and loss account, the first information you have to consider the result from your trading account. Here the trading account result they are given as gross profit that I am going to write on the credit side by gross profit by gross profit by gross profit the value is 1 lakh rupees. So directly I can write the amount in the outer column. Okay, then the next one, the rent paid. Rent paid, whenever the terminal is given as paid, you have to consider the expenses. So I am writing rent paid, rent paid. Okay, the value they are given as 22,000. I am writing in the outer column. Okay, the next one is salaries. Already I said whenever any expenses they are given without paid also, you can consider as a expense. If it's income means definitely they give the term earned or received. So two salaries. The amount they are given as 10,000 rupees. The next one is commission. Whenever they are given any item in within bracket CR is nothing but credit balance, you have to consider as a income. Suppose this commission they are given as DR, debit balance, you have to consider as a expense. I'll repeat again, guys. Any information within bracket they are given CR means you can consider as a income. DR means you can consider as a expense. Okay, here they are given, so I'm taking as a income. So I'm going to write by commission. By commission income. What is the value they are given? 10,000 rupees. It's not necessary you have to mention CR because for the purpose or understanding purpose they are given like that. So whether you have to consider income. The next one is discount receipt. That is also income. I'm writing on the credit side by discount received. Okay, discount received. So what is the value they are given? 12,000 rupees. Okay. Commission is 12,000. Discount received is 2,000. Okay. The next one is insurance premium paid. Whenever any information the terminal is given as paid, you can consider as expenses. To insurance premium paid. Insurance premium paid, the value they are given as 8,000. Okay. Okay. The next one is interest received. So that I have to write on the credit side by interest received. By interest received. Then bad debts is expense. So bad debts expense. I'm going to write by 2 bad debts. Two bad debts. Two bad debts. Okay, two bad debts. Okay. Then the sundry debtor and building is an asset, so I'm not going to consider the P&L account. So I'm going to tally the balance account. This side I'm getting 1,12,000, 1,14,000. So debit side I'm getting 1 lakh, credit side I'm getting, right hand side I'm getting, the total is 1,14,000. See here I'm getting 10, 22 plus 10, 32, 32 plus 8. 32 plus 8, 40,000 only I'm getting a total, but the total is a higher value is 1,14,000. So I'm writing 1,14,000 as a value. Okay, so the difference I'm getting on the left hand side. So from 1,14,000 I'm subtracting 40,000. 22 plus 10, 32, 32 plus 8, 40,000. So 1,14,000 minus 40. What is the difference I'm getting? The difference only I can consider as on the left hand side, 1,14,000. 14,000 1,40,000 minus 40,000. The balance I'm getting 74,000. This 74,000 I can consider as net profit. What I can consider, because whenever the balance I'm getting on the left hand side, I can consider as the difference, I can consider as net profit. Okay, if I'm get the difference I'm getting on the right hand side, I can consider that as net loss. I think so. Hope you can able to follow the P&L account. The next one I'm going to see the trading account, P&L account and balance sheet. Just I solved this problem. I explained this question. Just so here, consider following balance extract from the book of Jain as on 31st December 20, prepare trading and profit. So they are given the various information. Just I explained the question. Capital is a liability, debtor is an asset, creditor is a liability, purchase expense. That is this expense you have to consider on the trading account. Sales is a income that you can consider on the trading account. Wages is a expense, that is a trading expense, that is you have to consider under the in the trading account. Office salary is an indirect expense, you have to consider under P&L account. Establishment expense is the indirect expense, that also you can consider under the profit and loss. Direct expense you have to consider where? In the trading account. Indirect expense you have to consider under the P&L account. Then selling expenses is a indirect expenses, you have to consider on the P&L account. Furniture is an asset, cash at bank is an asset, miscellaneous receipt is a indirect income that you have to consider under the P&L account. Opening stock is the first information, as mandatory information you have to consider under the trading account. Drawing is an asset. The closing stock they are given. Okay, that also you have to consider in the trading account. So now what I said, trading and profit loss for the year ended 31st December 2020. What is given in your as a question, that I am writing here, because I am going to prepare your trading and P&L account. The first information, first you have to start with the trading account, then only you have to start the P&L account. So it's a hierarchy is there, the procedure you have to follow, mandatory. The first one, two opening stock. So in the question they are given two opening stock. See the question, two opening stock. What is the value they are given? 12,000 rupees, that I mentioned here. Okay, then next one, the mandatory information already said purchase. So 60,000. So while before writing the purchase amount in the outer column, you have to see whether any purchase return is given or return outward. So here nothing is given. So directly I'm going to write here. Already I wrote it here, two purchases 60,000. The next one, the direct expenses, already I said wages only is given. Other expenses here they are given, all these are indirect expense that we have to consider under P&L account. So wages only is a direct expense given, that's why I am writing here two wages 500. Then in the credit side, the first mandatory information you have to write sales. So the before writing the value of sales in the outer column, you have to check whether any return inwards or sales return is given in your question. So nothing is given. So I am mentioning here by sales 80,000 rupees. Then the closing stock 14,000, that I am mentioning here as 14,000. Now to balance the account. So the debit side or left hand side the total is 60 plus 12 72,500, but the right hand side or credit side the total is 94,000. So which is more? 94,000 is more. I'm writing as a balancing value. The difference between 94,000 and 72,500, the difference we can call as 21,500. I am getting on the left hand side or debit side. Whenever in the trading account, P&L account, the difference we are getting on the debit side or left hand side, that you can consider as a profit. Whenever the difference if you are considering on the left hand side of a trading account, that you have to mention as gross profit. Okay, in next one you have to prepare the P&L account. The first information what you have to do, you have to transfer the result from trading account, the gross profit. That's why I'm writing here by gross profit 21,500. Then you have to write all indirect expenses and indirect income on the P&L account. So what are indirect expenses given? So your office salaries, establishment expenses, selling expenses, these three are indirect expenses. That's why in the P&L account I written here to office salaries, establishment expenses and selling expenses. Then in the right hand side I have to write income. The income, only one income is given, is nothing but miscellaneous receipt, that I have written here as a miscellaneous receipt. Okay, then I have to balance the account. Again I am adding the right hand side and left hand side. The right hand side I am getting 27,500, 22,500, 6, 5, 10, 11, 1, 22,100. On the left hand side, the total I'm getting 6,600 plus 4,500 plus 2,300. Only this is the value I'm getting. Definitely less than 22,100. That's why I'm taking the balancing value as 22,100. The difference again I'm getting on the left hand side. So whenever in the trading and P&L account I'm getting a difference on the left hand side, it means the income is more than your expenses. That's why we can call it as a profit. So here in the P&L account, whatever profit I'm getting, that is nothing but your net profit 8,700. So when you are preparing a balance sheet, this profit only you have to take and carry out to your balance sheet. Okay, the next one, just we'll discuss about the how to prepare the final account by preparing trading account, P&L account and balance sheet. Okay, see here, this is a question, very simple question I gave here. Given below are the balance of Pandian as on 31st March 2020. This is nothing but the trial balance. These are the information given in the trial debit and credit. Okay, so already I said the debit, whatever value you are written is nothing but expenses, or it may be expenses or it may be asset. In the credit side, whatever information is given, you can consider as income or liability. Okay, so here in the case of, first I want to prepare the trading account, trading and P&L, trading and profit loss account for the year ended 31st March 2020. Okay, see here. So first I'll explain the question. Capital is a liability, sundry, debtor and creditor. Debtor value is 20,000, creditor value is 22,500. Sales 59,700, drawing 2,000, cash in hand 8,200, asset. So here sundry debtor is asset, sundry debtor is a liability. Sales is a income, drawing is a asset, cash in hand, cash at bank is a asset. Wages is a direct expense, you have to consider the trading account. Purchase, you have to consider the trading account debit side. Opening stocks are mandatory information. Then business premises is the asset. Bill receivable is the asset. The office telephone expenses expense. Indirect expense, general expense, indirect expense. Goodwill is an asset. Okay. Now the closing stock is a mandatory information. You have to consider in trading account and balance sheet, because within the transactions any information is given, you have to consider in only one place, either in trading account or P&L account or balance sheet. So after the balance sheet, after the transfer, any information is given, you have to consider in two places. Okay. So that's why the closing stock you have to consider in two places, one in trading account, another one in balance sheet as an asset. Okay. Now trading and profit loss account. So the first information is opening stock is given in a question. That's why I'm writing here opening stock. in the 30,000. Next one, you have to write purchase 10,000. See whether any purchase return or return order is given. No. So directly I am going to write the purchase in the inner column, the value to purchase, write the amount in the outer column. Then what are the direct expenses given in a question? So here the direct expenses here is given only wages. So thus wages I am going to write in a trading account to wages. Okay. Then on the credit side or right hand side, the mandatory income is nothing but the trading account is by sales. So the sales value is given as 59,700. Before writing the amount in the outer column, you have to see whether any sales return or return inward is given in a question. No. So that's why I'm writing in the by sales 59,000. Then the closing stock is given in adjustment that I mentioned here. The closing stock 5,000. So then I have to total this side 59 plus 5, 15,700 plus 5,000. So 64,700. Here 42,500 only is there. So 64,700 is a higher value. That's why I'm taking as a balancing value. So from 64,700, you are subtracting 42,500. The balance I'm getting as 22,200 is nothing but your profit. Because income is more than expense, you are getting as a profit. So in the trading account, this profit we are mentioned as gross profit. Then the next one, P&L account, we have to consider. The first we have to transfer this gross profit here on the income side of the right hand side of the P&L account. Then we have to consider all indirect expenses which is given in your question. So indirect expenses, what are expenses given? That is office and telephone expenses, general expenses. These two only indirect expenses that I will mention here. See here. So telephone, office and telephone expenses and general expenses. So just I'm mentioning here there is no indirect income. So totaling 22,200 on the right hand side. On the left hand side you are getting only 12,500. The difference is you are getting 9,700. That is nothing but your profit, because when income is more than expense, we can call as a profit. That profit in which arrived in your P&L account, that you can consider as net profit. Then you have to prepare the balance sheet by considering liability as an assets. Okay, see the question already. Again we'll discuss what are liabilities given here. Drawing is an asset, cash in and cash at bank is an asset. Then business premises asset, bill receivable is asset, and goodwill is an asset. Then capital is a liability, sundry debtor is asset, and creditor. So first I am going to write the balance sheet liability side. The first information in the liability side I have to, there's a mandate, you have to consider only capital. So I'll write the amount in the inner column. Then along with that I have to adjust the result which is given, which arrived in your P&L account. In the P&L account, the result which arrived as net profit. So when it's profit, you have to add. Suppose in the same profit you have a net loss, then you have to subtract. Here either you get profit or loss only. Here in this problem you arrived as a profit, that's why you are adding. Suppose the same problem if you arrived as a loss, you have to subtract. Then adding that you are getting 1,29,100. See the question whether there is any drawing is given in your question. So yeah, it's given in your question drawing. So drawing is asset even though you have to adjust the capital only, because this is related to your that particular owner of the business. So he has drawn the amount for his personal purpose. He has drawn the amount. That's why we have to adjust the capital. So 2,000 the drawing you have to subtract from your capital. Okay. See here, I am subtracting 2,000 from 1,20,700. The balance what I am getting is 1,27,700. Then, what are other liabilities given in your question? See, what are other liabilities? Only the creditor. So, just the creditor value is 22,500. So, that I am considering on the liability side. 22,500. Then, other information is given in your balance sheet, all are asset. So, here, sundry debtor, then cash in hand, cash at bank, business premises, bill receivable, and goodwill. These information are written here in the balance sheet asset side. See, whatever is given in a trial balance, all those information are written. Business premises, debtor, bill receivable, cash and goodwill. Closing stock is given in adjustment. It appears in 2 plus I said already the first place appear in a trading account, then second place you have to consider as an asset, because stock is asset, that's why I'm writing on asset. Then total, you have to total the both the right left hand side and right hand side of your balance sheet. Left hand side is a liability, right hand side you should get the same total. If you are getting a same total, then it says that your business is in a sound position. You can continue and you can go on the business, continue doing your business. Thank you guys. I'll discuss another problem with another video. Thank you.